exactly the same.
We'll exchange pleasantries later, okay? Because I got some news.
I just ran a bioscan. There's life on this planet. Alien life? You thinking what I'm thinking? Bugs! What do we do to bugs? Squash those bitches!
It's a brilliant piece. Great exploration of a story within a story in a way that I feel like I haven't seen before, with the main character grappling with his own emotional and life journey through his art that I think so many creatives do. But it was done in a way where there was still the perfect level of points of humor throughout, and using the multiple genres that they executed so excellently in each of them. We have the teen family, or the teen drama, the dark, gritty teen drama. We have the childhood coming of age story. We have the sci-fi work. And then also just a piece on an artist trying to get the story done with the multitude of distractions that break us out of each story, which I thought was a really, really smart way of traversing all of the worlds. I thought it had a great level of heart and storytelling beyond them all. So, and that level of professionalism and attention to detail in each of the genres helped to bring that heart and have us buy into each world, that it was almost a little bit of a shock when we're brought out because of the sound of a phone again. And I think that's smart. It keeps the audience awake and on their toes. Yeah, I thought it was a really, really interesting piece.
Loved all the layers in this short. You know, a writer on the quest to create the perfect novel and develop all his characters and leave behind something that he's satisfied with. A lot of themes of self-doubt and also personal growth here as well.
The first cut worked really well. We know, that we're watching a story within a story, and I like that because we see the main character writing this story, and then we get to see two stories, and both are very interesting in their own way. So I also thought that the voiceover was very powerful in the beginning, because we learned that the character that is writing the story has bad anxiety and doubts about his writing. I also like that there was a lot of humor inside the piece, specifically with the way the film cuts between the story and the person writing the story. I also really liked when the adults become kids again. That scene in specific, the actual transformation scene, was done so well. And it just shows how, with siblings especially, your relationship never really changes no matter how old you get. You'll always see each other as young kids, just being siblings. So I really thought that brought a great sense of reality and realness to the story. And yeah, it was just a fantastic watch, and I really enjoyed it.
Really interesting. I thought it was, it's definitely the most complex story, so many layers, and I love the skipping through genres and using kind of multimedia stuff. If I had to nitpick, I would have loved if they just used actual, cameras that made sense for shoot the old vintage movie on an old DV tape or something. But other than that, I thought it was really, really well done. I thought it was really cool, and I love the the smooth transitions between the different scenes and sequences.
What a touching film. It's about a man dealing with some severe psychological strife, and the performances of the two brothers, both the adults and the boys, wow, so good. And I just love the childlike feel of this story, the memories of things in the past like summertime and fantasy and desire and friendship and silliness. And then there's another storyline sort of more along the lines of an adult tale, fantasies of outer space and conquering and heroes. And then a third one about love and betrayal. This is an awesome film. The planet set is out of this world, and the astronaut suits and the rough makeup, amazing. And by the end of the story, it becomes really clear what the thrust of the film is. So sad, so beautiful. Well
And
done.
it's a very emotional, tragic, and also romantic story. It was just great special effects. I enjoyed watching this production and the setting in the somehow out of this planet scenario, and the astronaut suits are amazing. The special effects, it's very well accomplished. I really liked it. I loved the costumes, especially also the music and how it is set up in different scenarios in his mind and in real life, and how is it the story he's writing about. It's just really breathtaking when you find out what happened and what is it that he's writing about, and then it's a nice, cool ending, and it was just really breathtaking. I really liked it.
Such a beautiful tribute to Eric's brother Leif, and I am going to assume that it's attributed to a real life person as well. Just stunning. It was so well done. The story had so many different layers, and each layer was as interesting as the last. We were taken into these different stories within Eric's life, and interestingly, Erik in the present kept kind of lamenting that his stories weren't interesting and nobody would care about them and nobody wanted to listen to them, but it was actually quite the opposite. I thoroughly enjoyed each story, and every time it kind of cut out, I was like, oh no, I wanted to have more. It's such a just beautiful creative interpretation of Eric's life experiences, and how he's kind of transformed his feelings into these really interesting stories. And I think it was just the most beautiful tribute. I think everybody did a really incredible job. You can tell that this project was done with a lot of care and a lot of intention, and just great job to everybody involved. I really loved this.
I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I really appreciated the complement of visual styles across the different settings and times that take place. Certainly the flashback to when two are young kids playing outside. I thought it was great the way they captured that childlike imagination and just let us enjoy that. It was a lot of fun. And then, it just moved around to these sort of different styles, but it always kind of had the same tone. And there was some good humor in there too, which really helped lighten things up. And it was just really smartly done, and the performances were great too. There's just so many fantastic elements that came together to make this one that is absolutely worth checking out.
There's so many great things to say about this film. The way it uses symbolism and metaphors and visual parallels to tell its story is just so creative and effective. It's, it uses a story structure that we are familiar with on some level, but the way it applies it is so distinct and unique to in and of itself in the story that it is trying to tell. It obviously evokes the kind of Wizard of Oz-esque my dream world being reminiscent of my reality. But again, it does so in a very unique way that it does not feel in any way plagiarized or formulaic. It really is so earnest in the way that it evokes its themes, how the alien monster represents grief and the continuous battle against it, how the deer antlers are brought back into play from his childhood to destroy the picture of the lover that scorned him. We see so much great imagery that carries important and significant meaning to it. And it is a story ultimately about how we can use our struggles in life, our hardships, the biggest blows that we get against ourselves, and use them to create new life in a certain way, such as through stories, how writers are able to take what happens to them and breathe life into a new story, a new journey, so to speak, is what we see the protagonist of this piece do. And it's a really fantastic film, well acted, and stylistically really memorable.